Hi everyone, it's Chi again. I'm back with a healing message for today to share from my heart to yours. Let's tune in and take a few deep breaths together. I want to share a little story with you today about a miraculous healing that took place with my cat Arlo. I have two cats. One is gray and one is a tuxedo. So Arlo's the tuxedo cat. And a few months ago, the tip of his tail broke off in kind of a freak accident where I accidentally closed the bathroom door on the tip of his tail and the hinge shut on the tip of his tail and stripped about an inch of his tail off and left kind of like a bone, tip of a bone sticking out at the end of his tail. And we took him to the vet, and the vet said that it was a pretty minor injury because cats don't really need their tails, and that just to keep it clean with the antibiotic ointment, and that'll eventually heal. And that it's not likely that because it had been stripped to the bone, that 1 inch of his tail would grow back with the flesh and the fur and everything. And so he said that after the tail healed, take him back to have the vet kind of clip off that bone that's protruding. So basically Arlo would just have kind of like a shorter tail. And I felt kind of bad because he has just a beautiful long fluffy tail, and I really wanted his tail to heal completely, and I felt like a bad mommy for having accidentally shut the door on his tail. So of course I had to learn to forgive myself, as we all must forgive ourselves for all of our perceived flaws and mistakes, because we're here to experience life and all the nitty-gritty, messy things that happen when we are human. So, accidents happen. Forgive, move on, so that healing can take place. Okay? So, anyways, for weeks and months, I was doing healing on his tail, and it was just really no change. It was still just kind of bony, dry, piece of bone, and the fur that the vet had removed to examine it was growing back, but that bony tip was still not regenerating the flesh and the fur and all that stuff. So he still had the injury, and right around the time I started my YouTube channel, about a little less than 2 weeks ago, I sat with Arlo and just gave him one last healing on his tail, and just decided, I'm just going to move on. I'm going to accept the fact that his tail may or may not ever heal. I'm just going to put an intention that it does, and just let it go, and just let the universe take care of it. Okay? And sure enough, I did that one last healing on his tail, and I stopped checking it every day like I did before. And when I saw Arlo, I would just focus on petting him in his other areas and not really examine his tail very much. It just didn't occur to me. I just kind of made a conscious choice to let it go. And I've been busy doing YouTube videos and working on my own healing of my lymphedema arm, and so that's just been keeping me busy. And so Arlo's tail had been kind of like something I had not been thinking about. So this morning, he jumped on my bed. I was petting him, and I stroked him all the way to his tail. And when I went to the tip of his end of his tail, I was expecting, oh, there's Arlo, just a second. It's my baby. It's my baby Arlo. Hi, Arlo. Here's Arlo's tail. Ooh, ooh. It's Arlo's tail. See? All fluffy and grown in. There's no more bony tip. Okay, so, no more bony tip. I was like, wow, did it break off? Then I took a really good look at its tail and it looked really long. It looked long, like it had grown in, that inch had grown in, and flesh and fur had grown over the tip, the bony tip. It's completely covered. You know, I mean, I can even just like give a little pinch on that tip, and all I can see is like fresh, short baby fur on the tip, and then kind of like a flesh underneath. Like there's no more bone sticking out. His tail is beautiful, completely regenerated. A miracle! Now the vet did say it wasn't likely to grow back. The vet did not say it was impossible. So maybe that kind of helped my mind kind of just let go and receive the fact that it could heal. You know, sometimes when the human mind gets a lot of inputs like, oh, this is not possible, or it's incurable, or a lot of doom and gloom and negativity inputs into the human mind, it can actually deter or prevent miraculous healings if the consciousness that is, you know, observing the mind, you, me, what if we buy into it? If we don't create enough space to allow different beliefs to exist within our consciousness, but not be hard and fast clinging on to beliefs, especially if they are limiting and prevent higher outcomes to occur in our physical reality, right? Because remember, everything is occurring based on what's happening within your consciousness, what's happening within the mind, your emotions, your thoughts and your feelings. All of this are inputs that consciousness uses to generate, experience this reality that we experience. So we can experience a variety, I mean, an infinite possibilities, many, many different variables. You know, there could be a timeline where Arlo's tail doesn't heal, or a timeline where Arlo's tail heals, or a timeline where, you know, the accident, you know, that caused the injury doesn't even happen. I mean, there's all sorts of different timelines that can play out in our reality based on, you know, the inputs coming into consciousness. But whatever these inputs are, consciousness is going to use them to create an experience in the present moment for the benefit of our soul evolution. Okay? Right? And our soul can evolve higher and higher to higher states of self-mastery, joy, and bliss, of flowing with universal consciousness, experiencing miraculous outcomes, amazing peace and joy in every moment. And that's what we are. Divine spiritual beings having a human experience, playing with the energies, the creative divine energies, using our minds at all levels so that we can grow and learn and expand into the co-creators that we came here to be. So that's my message for today. And I'm so happy for my cat Arlo and his beautiful tail. and the miracle of its regeneration. And I know with every breath, my body regenerates. My body heals, because that is the flow of the universe. And I just have to let go and allow. Thank you for joining me today. I love you. I honor you on your journey. Until next time, namaste.